Welcome, episode 22, Words, Music, Dance. I'm your host, Paulie the Bull. Shout out to everybody on Ants Live. What's going on with y'all? Shout out to everybody on YouTube watching us. iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play. Everybody subscribe, like, share. You know what to do. Today, got the homies with me. To my left, Big Ant.
Yo, what's good? Big Ant.
Give you social media.
Oh, Big Ant, Section 5. That's on Instagram, BIG. The word section, SECTION 5, the number 5. Good. On Facebook, Ant Giles.
The government. You know what I mean? To the right, got the homie Big Little Medium John. What's good, John?
I'm good.
Give your info out there. You
Big
know
John Silver. My IG is King_Triton_0915. I don't do no Facebook. I don't do that.
But he be there though. He be there. And like I said, this is 2021 Vision. I'm Paulie the Bull on Twitter, Instagram _1080p_. But it's a 2021 Vision across all social media to catch all the updates and everything on this. Look out for everything that's coming soon. Shout out to just hit over 100 subscribers on YouTube. That's a big deal.
Nice.
We're gonna keep it moving, keep that momentum rolling. So tell your friends about it. Yeah. Keep it going. You know what I mean? And y'all too, don't forget about your live. Got you there. But what's going on, fellas?
Ain't shit.
A lot of madness going on.
A lot of madness going on in the world. I took a week off last week, but something that happened about a week or two ago was everybody's boy Kanye West. We gotta talk about it.
You're Gemini.
You're Gemini. So them two sides. So sometimes the uncontrollable side comes out. So brief flashback on Kanye. When he said
George Bush doesn't care about black people. Please call.
We all remember that moment.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
So, long story short, he's known to lash out and have these outbursts, but recently he said
when you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? It's like we're mentally in prison.
So, now again, that's his wording. We may know what he was trying to say. Now, you and I spoke about this already.
Yeah.
So give you a breakdown on as a Gemini.
See, the thing is with Geminis, we're misunderstood. You know what I'm saying? Kanye, I'm not co-signing what he said. Not. Especially because the thing is, as a black person, the platform that he used was incorrect. Yeah. You're not supposed to use that platform because the situation is, if, like I told you, hypothetically, let's say he would make the comment he made, and the white guy that's the host. What if he would have said, "Oh, I agree with you"? That would have opened up floodgates, bro. Yeah. So Kanye, he's actually dodged the bullet, to be honest with you. But his wording was wrong. I kind of understood what he said, but I don't think he should have said it on that platform. That's basically what I feel.
Right. John, what's your thoughts on it?
I took it as a Kanye rant, like a literal thing, like just like George Bush don't care about black people.
Right.
I took it like he was being the Kanye, maybe the Kardashian, the Kanye. I thought he was being Kanye, and he was just saying how he felt. Maybe his wording came off wrong. I've tried to get into his perspective, try to understand maybe where he was coming from. He meant it in a certain way, but I don't get it. That's ridiculous. And I agree, Big Ant, to use that, that level of your status to talk on that something like that. It's not a private conversation.
Right.
Millions and millions will know about this. It's just inappropriate, and it's definitely it just made no sense.
Because the interesting thing was, days prior to him going on TMZ, which, like you said, with the platform, he had a one-on-one with Charlemagne, and it seems like it was, intelligent in his mind to say, "I'm not gonna say this to Charlemagne, but I'll say it on TMZ." So, like you said, going back to what you said, platform-wise, he knew better than to say that to us. You know what I'm saying? When you go to TMZ, now you're bringing in a certain crowd, a certain audience that would look at it and agree to a certain way, right or wrong, what he was trying to say. But how it came off, they were like, yeah, he gets it, and it's like, but then he further went on Twitter. So basically, we gave him the benefit of the doubt, saying he didn't mean the whole 400 years, he meant currently we're in a mental state of slavery. But he went on Twitter and actually elaborated like, no, back then there were more, you know, African Americans or whatever have you, slaves, than there were, you know, slave owners. So he was saying we should have had a revolution back then. So he went to kind of say it was still a choice even back then.
But see, the thing is, I don't know. Yeah, I heard that part.
Yeah,
but
he tweeted that. He deleted the tweet, but
yeah, he did delete it
because he realized, wait, no.
I think he more so meant like when you look at it like this, the mentality, like right now, there's nothing we could like unless yeah, he did delete that tweet saying that, which I don't know where he was coming from, but. Like, if I don't know this interview with Slim Thug, you should watch it. He basically saying the same thing I'm saying. Like, I look at it like, because black people, maybe more recently, we still in that slave mentality. And that's what I think he meant, but he said it the wrong way. And like I said, the thing that messed up the whole message is the platform. He shouldn't have did it on TMZ. He should have did it like, maybe by himself, or he should have did it like, maybe like, you know, Dr. Umar, or somebody like that, where you can get better feedback and somebody who understands where you're coming from, right? And it would have been better dialogue. Because when he said it, he sounded ignorant. That's why after he said it on TMZ, what did he do? He paused.
He's right.
He paused. He was like, I think I fucked up.
Right.
And then he went in.
He got Candace Owens over there.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's the interesting part of it. He's preaching free thought and free thinking and things like that. However, a lot of what he said was what Candace Owens had already put forth. So he's agreeing with her. So another thing that happens is he's saying something that was brought forth to him from somebody else and can't articulate the way that they said it. So it's not your thought. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, honestly, I just took it as literal.
He took a little, John took a little.
Because that's how Kanye is. Like, Kanye is known to like lash out and say some random shit, not biting his tongue, and you have to accept it for what he says. But if everything else, if George Bush don't care about black people and his Taylor Swift ran and all that, if all that is him being real and being the way he is, then this should be that same thing. He shouldn't be able to have that scapegoat to be like, oh, well, I really meant this. Like, he used the wrong platform and he used the wrong wording. He should have thought about his choice better. And it's his responsibility as a mega star to use his platform better and to think about what he says. So you have to catch your actions. It's not like someone recorded you in a locker room when you were just talking. Like, you knew you were being filmed. You knew it was going to go out live. Control what you're going to say. You can't just come out of nowhere and say something like that. It's outlandish and it's hurtful to tons of people. I can imagine his own people, especially. Like, it's ridiculous.
How, Sway?
I posted the video on the 2020 Vision's YouTube page, so you can look for that if you need to see it again. What I noticed in a lot of the comments were obviously like you said, the platform opened up the floodgates to a certain audience, and it's interesting because to go to your point of the current state of mind being a state of slavery, that's not just for black people.
Everybody.
So that need to be clarified as well. Because if we're gonna say that, we can't just say we're still enslaved. Everyone is still in a mental slavery, in a capitalist society built on money being spent, purchases, things like that. And, so. But
with Kanye, I feel like he meant black people,
and that's one of the problems with his.
That's why I told you the whole platform, because now you opened it up to white people. No, and it's not against white people now. But what I'm saying is, you need to talk to the black people directly, not bring it where it's open for dialogue for anybody to comment. Because like I said, if the dude from TMZ would have been like, I agree with you, it would have been like...
Which he kind of did, because I think the day after they had like a follow-up episode, and he kind of said that. He was like, I agree with him, and so he did do that. And that's what I'm saying. I feel Kanye's... So, at the end of the day, do we feel like he's doing this to run for president or promote the music, or
it's a bad move if he is?
You know what I'm saying? So remember, Eminem in October at the BET Cypher, he began his rollout for his album by saying "F Donald Trump," and anybody don't like it, don't buy my album. Da da da. Is Kanye doing the opposite and saying,
I just love Trump. That's my boy. Like,
horrible business tactic. So like,
he's got a brand new audience.
I can tell you,
whenever
Kanye dropped music, I always was like the first one. Like, all right, I gotta go find this, I gotta listen to it.
Right.
And then I was a little late on his 2 singles he dropped. And then after he said that, I haven't even listened to him. I don't want to listen to him. I let the storm come over maybe a little bit.
Right.
But
like I said, he got a brand new audience now of people. Like the same way. Like I said, Eminem told people if you don't agree, don't buy my album. He's not saying, hey, if you do agree, buy it. But he knows that going to TMZ is going to bring in a audience of people that all are with me. Like, so I guess I have like a lot of comments from that video that I posted, and I advise you guys to look at that because you're gonna be like, wow. And there's so many people that were just like, let me see if I can find. I should have like I had one saved, but there's so many people of that are now like I never even listened to Kanye's music and but now I think he's a genius. It's like,
Who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was. A god. I just told you. That's who I think I am.
So what he did was open up a whole new market of people that he didn't reach before.
Yeah.
And now it's like, yeah, so in bigger picture, he's also talking about running for president. So this may be in the small plan for the music, but in the grander scheme of things, he's looking for middle America, the Trump voters, knowing that the popular vote won't get him in. The electoral college does, and we know those middle states are the electoral college, vote. So, do you really think he's really?
I mean, it's still a bad move because even to talk politically real quick, those middle states went for Donald Trump for the opposite of reasons of a Kanye or something like that. They didn't want that.
But that's why he's embracing Trump's.
Not gonna change the color of the skin, so those people still not gonna love him.
True.
Those people still gonna hate and still not gonna love him.
Unless they feel like, hey, we got one that agrees. They could,
There's not enough bleach in your hair to change that opinion. You can't change your
I see your
contacts.
point. I do see what you're saying, but he's an idiot.
Those particular states.
He's trying. I think he's trying.
Because don't get me wrong, I do believe some people voted for Trump like for their own purposes, but those particular states that voted for Trump was purely just to get back at having a black man in the office for 8 years.
Of course.
Right.
That's really what it was. And so they're not going to put Kanye, regardless of how blonde or how much he changes his eyes, they're not going to put him. He can wear all the Ralph Lauren he wants. It's not going to happen. So those states would not vote for him.
Right.
I hope it's not political.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
So we'll see. But while we're on the topic of Kanye, before we leave that topic, he did announce some music in that whole, Twitter rant. So we got Pusha T coming out May 25th.
Thank God.
Tiana Taylor, him and Kid Cudi, but he also announced a Nas album in June. So, are we looking forward to any of that specifically?
Well, I wonder. So the Pusha T album, I'm hyped for. I created a meme like years ago.
I think
like,
that's first.
Don't get distracted because I need some Pusha T album. Like, I need it. I love Pusha.
May 25th. So we'll come
and then, but then. The Nas thing kind of throws me off because he's doing a Nas album. I was like, you know what? Maybe a Nas Kanye album. I love Nas; he's one of my favorite of all time. But then, how does Nas feel right now? Does he co-sign? Because this is afterwards. Like, album's already done. But does he co-sign? Because Nas's message is completely opposite to slavery was a choice.
True. That is right. And I was going to get to that. Basically, everyone that Kanye tweeted out and is now like. In the midst of that, he was also saying, Make America Great Again. I wore the hat, I got an autograph. So it's like, everybody's like, dog, wait, hold on.
You fucking up my album.
Because that actually happened when he first tweeted, I forgot how many the tweets was. Yeah. Chance the Rapper was like, hey, all black people don't have to be Democrats, can be Republican, da-da-da. And then Donald Trump Jr., retweeted Chance and was like, yeah, good job. And Chance was like,
he's one of us.
You're right, and that's what I'm saying. They feel like, hey, all right, guys. Yeah, and then Chance realized, like, hold on, I'm not saying I'm with you, I'm defending my man. So does that cause an issue for those artists that he just announced? Because now, like you said,
I'll still buy Pusha. I'm still gonna buy Pusha. I probably wasn't about to kick
He's smart. He hasn't said a word. Pusha T hasn't said a word.
Well, yeah, Nas, Nas, I mean, he's a legend. I mean, people gonna look at it like, I don't think they're gonna look at it like he's co-signing Kanye, but that question's gonna be asked to him when the album come out. They're gonna be like,
now, I'm wondering just in general, like, how does he feel? Like, my album coming out, and I got this fucking guy talking about how slavery's a choice, and now my album's coming out. I don't even agree with this dude, so I just wonder how Nas feels on that. Nas, let us know. Nas, comment.
Right, comment on that. Shout out to Nas, Pusha T, Tiana Taylor. Looking forward to the music.
Side note: Chance the Rapper needs to change him just Chance because he has not been rapping. So I'm a fan. Like, I bigged up his album, but it's just not. Yeah, he's doing some features and shit. Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet his album, like, Coloring Book, like I love this album, but
It's a
he
mixture.
no music
He got-
since then. Like,
Oh yeah, oh yes. Well,
Little
he did features. I mean, he's on Cardi's album.
Yeah, there's
I
no
think I
features.
think he killed that song. I think I like the feature
nah,
on it.
I like everything he does. I love his flow. I love what he does his thing. But
Well,
I think music.
he's been doing activist stuff.
His name is Chance the Rapper.
But he's been out, he's been out doing stuff, giving back. He's been doing which is ironic, what was going on in TMZ where they were saying, hey, nobody's doing nothing for Chicago. He's actually one of the people that's been doing stuff for Chicago.
I seen the $1 million for schools, like a book bag. So he
So-
raised, like, nah, definitely. But then,
Right.
so it's Chance the Activist then, not Chance the Rapper. That's what I'm saying.
Look, listen.
Like, change your name, bro. Or start rapping. Start rapping.
Listen, man. But let us know what y'all think about
Yeah,
that. Comment below. Comment wherever you're watching that. Let us know what you think about Kanye either running for president or promoting the music or.
I just want comments in your thing, like, would you vote for Kanye? I just want
Would
to
you
know.
vote
if you
for
would
him?
vote
Yeah, like,
I'm gonna put a poll up for that too. We're gonna put a poll up and see how many people.
Besides all his craziness, now with his new comments, like, I'd if it was an option, I mean, he'd probably run Republican anyway, but I'd still go Trump over Kanye. So
Does him wearing the hat cancel out the George Bush rant?
nah, 'cause that was two different things. George,
But I'm saying we were with him then. We agreed with him
Oh,
then.
I get what you're saying.
Do we now forget when we agreed with him and now say he bugging? Because now the tables are turned. We agreed then. Now they're like, oh, we
was he
agreed
married
now.
to Kim Kardashian when he said that?
no.
right?
No, I think that was
All
still
right.
Amber.
He was in them Amber
That's
Rose
why-
That was still Amber.
That's why I don't agree with him.
Wait. That was.
Nah, he was in the Amber Rose.
What year was Katrina?
90s,
No,
99,
hell no.
2000,
2008. I'm going with 2003, 2004.
Maybe you might be right.
He was married 10 years.
He was still smacking up that Amber Rose. He was not. He was not. You know.
Oh, bro, it's 2005.
05. That was 05.
Yeah, it's 2018, bro.
All right, so 13 years ago. So how long they been together?
10.
Okay, so that was so that was still Amber. That was still
He still
Amber.
had Amber.
He still had his mind.
He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't in the sunken place.
Yeah, that was still Amber. That was still Amber.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, so he might need some home cooked, some soul food in his life.
More
Yup.
story: Kardashian pussy fucked your life up. That's more story. Reggie Bush, man, you were nice. I don't know what happened.
Oh, Tristan Thompson.
Well,
all
so
of them.
Reggie, so that's what happens. So what happens is you'll win a championship, you hit your high, and then there's a deep low.
It's a crash.
Reggie Bush won his chip when they was together. Lamar Odom won when they was together. So it happens. You get
And then you
that
get hooked
high
on
point,
heroin.
and then right.
Look at Tristan Thompson.
Tristan dipping out, so he's still getting some side stuff.
Side chicks.
You know, that's keeping him
He's a
sane.
small man.
But then allegedly, so since we're going that, allegedly he begged her back. He begged to get her back,
man.
whatever, after they had the
You
kid.
guys
So
are crazy.
Worth more money than he is. So
yeah. And he don't know what's happening next because LeBron might get him out of there.
But out of all the Kardashians, he got the ugly one. They got,
Listen, she was all that was left.
I mean, I don't.
She was the last
The one that everybody wants is the one that's not popping off. And
Right.
that's what's her name? Not
Courtney?
Courtney.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll pop Courtney.
She's definitely the
Rumor
I'll
has
pop
it, back
Courtney.
in the days, Jay-Z had Courtney.
He's a good man. He popped
that was back in his,
I'll pop her.
girls days. But in the flip side, after we had Kanye's rant, we had Donald Glover come and change the trending narrative with his video "This Is America." So Donald hosted SNL, was the musical guest on SNL, premiered a couple songs there, and then that night, the video for "This Is America" premiered, and boy, a lot of symbols, a lot of meanings and layers of things going on. What did you guys take from it specifically? Yeah, John, what you took from it first?
I mean, I love the video. I love what he did with the video. I like how it was like done so artfully well, but at the same time, it still was an entertaining video as far as for music, just musically. Forget everything else musically.
Right.
But then there's actually a message behind the video. There's education behind the video, and there's a lot of saying like, hey, this shit happened. This is the past. We're still having these issues, and this is what's going on behind all the chaos. I still find time to dance. However, the dancing also has other symbolism behind it. Like I thought, just it was done excellent. Like I love that video. That video was so artful. I've seen that video a bunch of times. Like, it's a really good video.
And what's your take on it?
The video was very formative. You know, it was a good video. You know, especially like we were talking earlier. I was saying that, like, you know, the first thing I noticed is that he got his shirt off. And the reason why I noticed that is because the mentality, how, you know, like nowadays, you know, these new rappers, all they do is have their shirt off, look like prisoners and stuff like that. That's the first thing I got. Then after all of that, basically while everything is going on, regardless of what's going on, whether it's a shooting, church shooting, what we do as black people, what we do, We make up a dance, and we just forget about it, and we just keep moving on.
And
or they try to use
pray.
that.
We go to church.
We go to church. We pray. Basically, it's just showing you how like we how quickly forget about something, or like how fast we move on to the next situation, but there's no real action in between it. You know what I mean? That's what I saw from it.
Yeah.
It's a great video. I got to watch it a couple more times to get a little bit more in depth of it. But you know, there's a lot of symbolism in it. Like John was saying, you got to look at it. And I urge people that really watch the video, don't look at what's his name, Danny Glover.
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. Sorry, Danny Glover.
Yeah, no relation.
Don't look at Donald Glover. Basically, look at the background. Watch the video from the background. Don't watch him, and then you'll get a deeper perspective of the video.
And I think if you watch just the background the first time, and then you watch his different modes and dancing and different styles he uses from, you know, he's doing like old cultural dances. He's changing his style to tribal dances. Then he's doing like nowadays dances, and as he's moving through, like it fits to the video also with the type of chaos and what's going on. Like he has a real old school style of, you know, dance from like the Jim Crow days and slavery days, and while that's happening, Jim Crow imagery is happening in the video, and then as the newer stuff is happening, the newer dances are going in. I like that video is bugged. I love that video.
Yeah,
it's a good video. Definitely.
And even picking the song apart, you know, it starts out very tribal. With the, you know, you hear the chants in the background, and then when the gunshot first happens, it gets very sinister and dark. You know, you get the like a lot of drum heavy bass into it. So there's a tone in that itself. So Donald has said he's not going to reveal his meanings behind it. So he said just take what you do take from it, and everybody's going to see something totally different from it. Do we feel as if Donald was like not anti-Kanye, but is his messaging the opposite of Kanye, or is he kind of telling us as a celebrity he's stuck in that world himself, as I gotta dance and sing and act, and because he got a lot going on right now. I mean, he's in Solo, he about to be Simba and Lion King, that night Saturday Night Live, the host and the musical guest, so he got a lot going on stuff. So he's staying busy, and you know, so do we think is it a personal thing for him, or is he just saying celebrities in general or America in general?
I assume like most artists, like this song's already been done and made and planned for before that rant happened. I'm not sure about the video, because the video, there are some people like Jordan Lucas who do a video like within 24 hours, 48 hours of what happening.
Right.
But so I'm not sure about the video, but the song itself, the way it was made, it was meant for just a message of overall to the America, and a little bit of a wake up kind of call, because like one of the things in the video, matter of fact, is like all the chaos is going on, and you got a group of kids on the roof, like on the second floor, just war starting it, which is true. Like you could be, you know, you could have like a fire hose right there, someone on fire, and you're gonna record it instead of putting a fire out.
Trying to help. Yeah.
And that's the way our society is nowadays. Like,
this is America.
With 3 Ks.
Right. And ironically, when the video first premiered that night, I think it was like Friday night, Saturday night, and then it started to get a lot of traction during the middle of the week. It was trending in a lot of countries all over the world except America. It wasn't until like later on in the week that it finally started to trend in America. Other countries gravitated towards it, you know, first. So that was interesting in itself to me, that, you know, we ignored that. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else is playing in and streaming, and I think it's up to like 60-something million views now.
we saw the title, we were like, oh, we know what America is.
This is right. This is
know what it
is. Yeah, right. Everybody was like, well, let me see. What is America? So yeah, that was interesting to me. Like, you know, it was trending on YouTube all over the world, you know, except for here. So, you know, we ignore, you know, something like that with a message. You know, we kind of, you know, paid it no mind. I forgot what was trending. It was like some other nonsense that was more trending during those days, and it was just like,
but Catch Me Outside,
stuff like that. Yeah,
that's what it is. I mean, I remember, like I had a rant a while ago, because like when things happen, you know, you get a million people who jump online and whatever, and they're all of a sudden activists, and they're part of a movement, and they're all like all this shit, and then, you know, a week later, the new Jordans come out, or a new Kardashian video, or a sex tape leaks, and all of a sudden, they're not activists no more. Now they're just another Hollywood groupie following this and following the trends.
And
so like, it drives me crazy. Like, and it, you know, the same thing with the, you know, us not watching the video. It's the same. I translate that back to like our music. Like, there's a lot of woke and really good conscious music that gets no love because no one cares about the lyrics.
So the thing is with me though, you know, I'm about to. Here we go.
About to get deep.
I look at it like this. It's kind of hard for me to decipher who's really real and who's really fake, because now in this time period we're in right now, being woke is popping.
It's pop. Yes, yes.
So now, since being woke is popping, you don't know if the artist is really woke or he's just doing that because he knows that's going to generate views. So me looking at their perspectives, I mean, I'm not going to name no names because you don't want to get blackballed, but a lot of these artists that's considered woke, except for one I can say that I believe that I know is really woke. That's J. Cole. I think he's woke. But the rest of these artists, I can't really.
And that's why I asked that question about Childish Gambino, Donald Glover. Not to say he is or isn't, but just the timing of it, and like I said, is it personal for him because he's saying I'm stuck in this bubble where I have to still entertain and stuff as well. So I am part of the distraction, part of the problem. I wonder where his mindset is if he's saying like, because he portrays the character that does the shooting, does the dancing. You know what I'm saying? So. I want to know inside his mind how much of it is he saying, I'm part of this, I'm dealing with this as well. You know what I'm saying? Because not to say he's fake woke, you know what I'm saying? But one thing that came up recently was, a lot of people were upset that he has a not black wife, or I don't know if they're married, but his girlfriend, baby mother is not black. So one of the discussions was we can get into that too. Right, that's I segued into that. But a lot of people had words to say about him because they're like, oh, you so this and so black power, but you got it. So go ahead. Who want to start?
Go ahead.
So
say.
Honestly, I mean, I can't speak from the same exact perspective because I myself did not grow up as African American, so I can't speak from that perspective the white black thing as far as the woman thing. But I could tell you from I've dated multiple women from different cultures, and it all changes on style, what they're into. I could tell you personally, like from the girls that I've ever talked to, the ones who are into like African Americans or whatever, like it's a different style. Donald Glover doesn't fit that typecast. Like he's not the type. That's something that you would see with like an Asian chick or a white chick, just because of the way things are. Like I don't want to put things in a box, but how many people really go after the nerdy, comic book geeky woke black dude? Like it's not a thing for certain trends. Like there's nothing wrong with like, if you feel he should be with a certain person, which is not really your opinion anyway, but if you feel a certain way, then think about it yourself. Like for him, like well, me as this person, would I date them if they weren't famous? They had millions of dollars. Would I date them with their their tight pants and
How many motherfuckers you done seen with a leather jogging pant?
their weird things and their glasses and their their gimmicks and the way they talk?
Right.
You probably wouldn't. So you could see why he had to go through a certain market because that it just works with each other. You know what I mean? That's all it is.
What's your take on that?
See, the thing is with me, it's like it's kind of difficult because I'm a people person, so it's like I like all people and I love all people. But when it comes to the not being, when you're married to a white other person from another race and not being woke, it's more so understandable if you look at it from another race. Think about what I'm saying. When you look at, let's say, Latinos, or if you look at Asian, from 80% to 90% of those nationalities and races and stuff, they want you to marry within your own. They do. And this is a fact. But when black people do it, it's a problem. We have to, like what John said though is true though. A lot of black people, especially females, you black females, I'm coming at you right now. A brother could be intellectual.
I can't do it.
A brother could be, I'm gonna do it. A brother could be intellectual. A brother could be intellectual, and like John said, that's not what most black females are attracted to. They into the thug or the hood niggas. And a person who's like Donald, whatever Glover, whatever his name is, basically would not be appealing to most black females. But at the same time, we cannot ostracize him for being woke if that's how he really feels. Because maybe he did try to get with a black, I don't know this dude.
Right.
Maybe he did try to get a black female, he was maybe ostracized. But for the majority of the comment and what we were talking about being woke, I do believe that you have to be with a black female or a black male to support the black cause. Because, hear me out.
Okay, listen.
When it comes to that, it's like, all right, so let's say a black guy marries a white girl, right? Let's say, God forbid, the white woman has a different perspective on the black outlook of what's going on. As her being your wife, you have to respect her opinion. So that's going to have you conflicted on the whole black perspective, just off of that alone, because you're supposed to be one with your wife. So at the end of the day, if your wife feels differently and you feel differently, the perspective is kind of like misconstrued, because at the end of the day you got to honor your wife. When it comes to the black narrative, most black people are going to be on the same page. And that's why it's kind of the difficult subject to talk on, because like I said, at the end of the day, I believe that all people should be able to get along anyway. I get along with everybody. I don't give a fuck if you purple or green. If you cool with me, we cool. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token of the situation, we do have to realize that when you look at, we can simplify it as simple when it comes to animals, like, you know, tigers and tigers, lions and lions. They all coexist, but they still, a lion mates with a lion, right or wrong. You know, you might see a liger here or there, but what I'm saying is because they understand each
That
other.
lion had to creep. That's how he was looking.
I'm not saying it's wrong because they still cats.
Right.
They still cats. So regardless of the fact, I'm just saying when it comes to culture, we have to embrace it and basically respect each other's cultures first before we can even talk about who he's with and all the other shit, because it's kind of confusing and it kind of misconstrues everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, my shit's like
It's kind of it's a difficult. It's a difficult.
yeah. I feel like you're obviously as a female or a male, because I'm sure there's males who judge like, oh, why is that white or whatever, or, you know. But the way I look at it is like, you know, like love is love, bro. If they're into them, whatever they're into, you know, that's what they're into. Like, it's no one's right to judge. But from a cultural standpoint, I definitely agree with that, because there are differences in cultures, and it's a little harder when binary, depending on the nationality you're going out with, or you know how they're raised. There are gonna be times where you're gonna argument, and even if to take it out of like cultures, and even in regular, like we've heard like stories in the news like people broke up with their significant other after the Donald Trump thing because they didn't agree. So I mean that's a political thing. Imagine a cultural difference. So I can understand that part. My only question is, when you are judging, which you have the right to do, everyone has the right to opinion. If you are judging, ask yourself, would you date Donald Glover? if you would date Donald Glover and you're like, oh, I would have gave him a chance, that's different. But if you're like, no, I'm more feeling young though.
And not now that he's rich.
The thing is, like, you know, I had a conversation with one of my boys the other day, and we was having, because my homeboy, he only dates white females. So he asked, because, you know, I'm mostly, I date any female. My girl's black though, but I'm more so geared towards black females, but not saying I'm not attracted to it, because anybody can get it. Real facts. But what I'm trying to say is, he was like, so what do you mean when I say that, you know, the understanding part? Well, as a white female, I was just saying, in this country that we live in called America, there are certain differences. Like, for example, when you get pulled over as a black male, a white woman can never tell you how it feels to be black when you get pulled over in that situation. She can sympathize. There's a difference. That's why I said there's cultural differences, and we have to break those barriers. Once we break those barriers where we're all equal, which I honestly believe in this country, not amongst the people, but by how the structure is, Jim Crow and all this Willie Lynch stuff, it'll never happen. But amongst people, if we can break those barriers and where we treat everybody equally, then we can start talking about how you know, like, oh yeah, she can relate to me because we don't see color. You know what I'm saying? But in America we see color, so it's a little different. It's just difficult. I don't know. We could just touch on it right now. Maybe it's another subject we come back later on. But at the end of the day, I feel as if people are people. I judge people by their character. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I also do see, because, you know, my father, he was born in the South, and I know how he had his feelings. But it's just a touchy subject. But see, us right here, we brothers. So I don't understand. I really don't understand. I don't understand all that, but I do. As a black man, I understand where the black ladies are coming from, but don't judge him if you would not talk to him. Like John said, I'm 100% with John, because you can't judge him if you wouldn't give him the time of day.
That's why the white girl scooped him, because you was like, no.
There you go.
There's no
like,
tattoo on his face.
He wants some box. Y'all not giving it to him. So he's like, fuck it. Y'all not giving it to me. I'm moving to the next side.
At the end of the day, most men be like, if you hot, you hot. Like, it's not gonna be a thing where I'm just going after this. But you know,
facts.
That's a thing. But I agree with that too. Like, from the outside looking in, like, I believe, like, you know, in your scenario, a white woman going out, she'll be madly in love with an African American male, and she'll never understand that feeling. I fully understand, because I didn't get it at first, because like when things were first popping off, I was like, yeah, but I grew up, you know, in the hood in Brooklyn. Like, I've been pulled over cops, like, so I know what it's like. But I don't know what it's like. I still got pulled over as a light-skinned person. So regardless of how I dress, whatever, it's a different treatment, a completely different treatment. So I'll just never understand the same kind of plight, and I can't act like I do. Like, it'd be unfair, it'd be ridiculous for me to be like, oh, and I know exactly what you go through.
The thing is, John, I'm glad you brought that up. See, the thing is, you do have fair skin, you're lighter, but don't get it twisted now. I got Mexican homeboys that live in Texas that like a little like my complexion. They get harassed every day. You know what I'm saying? Just because of their skin complexion. So it's not just a black thing, it's definitely a minority thing. But for the fair skinned people, definitely for the Caucasian people, you have to understand that there's definitely a war going on right now, and it's harder So you can definitely sympathize, but until you have to deal with that every day, wake up in the morning wondering, I don't want to see the police today, or you just don't want to, just have any type of interaction that could get you, it kind of kills your vibe. And Danny Glover, he's probably just fits in where he fits in. That's probably what it is.
Right.
And we just gonna leave it. I Danny Glover.
Like 7 years ago.
Danny Glover. Beat the weapon, baby.
I remember like 7 years ago, you had dropped me off at the crib. We were all chilling after work, whatever. You dropped me at the crib, and like 2 minutes later, you're like, John, I got pulled over.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
In Bushwick.
In Bushwick. And not the new Bushwick with sushi and white people.
Yeah.
Like, I lived in like the hood Bushwick back then.
Man.
And he still got harassed. And I was like, you should be good out here, bro.
No, I dropped him off. I swear to God. I left him. I turned the corner. The police pulled me over, bro. And was asking me, why am I over here? I was like, damn, I can't just be over here. Like, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
What else you want to talk about?
It makes that scene in Get Out funny. Well, not funny, but interesting. Remember the scene when they were driving to her mom's house and they got pulled over and the cop asked for his ID even though he was in the passenger seat, and he was just willing to give him the ID, and she's like, wait a minute, why? So that was a very interesting scene because it showed that, he was just ready to comply. Just here, take my ID. I know I didn't do anything wrong. Da da da. She getting out with the cop. So like you said, in those instances of how one group can handle a certain situation compared to another group, when you date that mixture, your eyes are open to those events happening from the other point of view. Like, yo, you said that? Like, you can get away with that? And then she was like, I can't believe he asked you for your ID. He wouldn't, and he's just like, it happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it was enlightening to the both of them, that experience of that one situation, how it could have went this way or this way, depending on, who was there.
It's crazy overall. Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
We gotta get off the subject,
But once again, let us know your thoughts.
What you think about what
comment.
you said,
Let us know, ladies, would you date Donald Glover? And not now that he's rich and famous.
That type of a dude. Yeah.
Right. But back then, go look at his old bodies of work when he was wearing the tight pants.
I'm just talking, the tight pants, the high water like a flood's coming, loafers with no socks, both shoes, like a little polo or something, like a real tight Ralph Lauren sweater.
Right.
With the, the nappy hair, no jewelry. Like, that's how you type. Like, everyone has a type. That's how you type. That's how you type. So, like, if some, like, one of my boys, super hood dude all dressed up, and he's dating like a gothic chick, like, I won't be like, oh, why are you dating her? I find it weird because I personally am not into that. Like, I don't. I'm not like, oh, let me go get that girl with the mascara on. But to him, it is like it's he's not fit to judge on that.
What's the name of your clothing line? We don't know.
Right. So let us know what you think about that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. Uplift Clothing Apparel, new launch, Friends Inspired theme, new shirts. Come and get them, baby. upliftclothingapparel.bigcartel.com or Uplift Clothing Apparel on IG. Get yours.
While we're on the topic of relationships and stuff, recently, now I'm not big on the whole love and hip hop thing or whatever, but I know, what's her name, Tierra Marie, some dude she's been recently dealing with, leaked a video sex tape of her, handling business with a man.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah. Again, I'm not big on the details of it because I don't really follow them like that, but I do want to talk about this current state of a lot of it happening now where couples break up and then the dude feels like, oh, I'm gonna leak this video that I had of us and da da da. Like, what do we think about that? So first off, before you start,
go ahead.
I want to set the tone here because we were talking about it before, and I do not even really partake in the recording of those activities. John's
great.
He's a dude. So you can talk to it more because we don't even record it anyway. Now I'm not saying you would leak it or what have you.
No, of course, I'm not spell that, of course. Like,
what is the benefit or the thing about even recording it in the first place?
Yeah,
it's hard. It's really hard to explain. It's just like the action, like when at least when I was single, when I was like doing my thing, whatever. It's like, all right, well, you hooked up with this person, and then like I don't remember, but I remember that though. All right, yeah, I'm gonna call her again. That was a good time. Like, or just like the overall. I can't really explain it. It's more like a
reference.
It's more like also it's a pride thing. Like I'm not gonna front. It's a pride thing. Like, oh yeah, I did that.
You
like,
did that. So you watch it back.
What?
You watch it back?
Sometimes depends. Like and you look at it like like, oh, I did that. You know what I mean? So. And it's kind of like a notching your belt, like that immature mind. I'm not gonna front it all, that immature mind, like notching your belt thing. I don't get the leaking shit. That to me, that's a bitch move.
Right.
Like I would never be like, yo, because if Shorty was confident enough to let you record, because a lot of times, like, at least with me, like it's not like it's hidden, like
Oh yeah,
Right,
so
being hidden is
yeah.
so different, bro.
So
Right,
like, so you know
that's
you're being
criminal
recorded.
offenses.
If she's
Yeah.
comfortable enough with you, allow her to record you and get her open in that intimacy kind of level. That's a bitch move to use that and to leak that shit or whatever. No matter how many I had fallen out with shorties that were bad, and I could have like completely destroyed their life on social media. But what I gained for that? I gained nothing for that.
Right.
If anything, that makes me less of a person.
Yeah.
So like I don't get that. That honestly, you know what that means? That means that dude was butt hurt because either you cut him off or it's not working out no more, and he's in his feelings. He's like, oh, I'm gonna leak this to her back. That's an ill bitch move. Like I just can't see that. I would never leak a thing. I would never leak a nude or a video. No matter how mad I'm at, no matter what I went through. Like fucking wifey could have cheated. And I'm not gonna leak her shit. I'm just not gonna be with her no more. But I'm not gonna leak her shit. Like that's just an immature bitch move. And again, it just shows you weak. And you, as a man, you're weak in your feelings. That's all. To me, that's what it shows. If you gotta leak a video just to get back at somebody.
Now, and you don't video. Do you have you when you were single? Did you receive pictures or anything like that?
Yeah, but it's just different for me. Like I just look at it like this. I get John, get definitely the reference. Yeah, I did that. I get that. All every dude gonna have that in their mind. I'm not gonna knock it.
Right.
But with me, it's just more so. I like the suspense more so. I want to see it when I see it. Me seeing it on the phone, I can't do nothing. It don't do nothing for me. I want to smash. If I gotta be there, I want to see it naked. And then when I leave, I want you. I like the imagination part of it. Like if a girl calls me on the phone, she be like, "Yo, I'm getting this and that." I'm playing with myself or whatever the case may be, or she's just saying that she want me and stuff. I want to visualize it instead of seeing it on the phone because to me it's more of a turn on because I know when I get there I'm knocking it down. So it's just like I don't know. It's just like everybody sees his own. Ain't saying John is wrong. It's just that that's my particular thing, and the whole video thing is. It's incriminating. Later on down the road, you know what I'm saying? Got a nosy ass girlfriend, even though it wasn't during her tenure.
Right.
If she sees the video,
Right.
that causes an issue.
Yeah.
Females are funny, bro. They see
As you
that.
laugh.
Yeah, I know that
Like,
firsthand.
you go, excuse my vulgarity. I know this is for grown people.
Yeah.
Or you like her pussy better than you like mine. I can
Something
just
like that,
see it, and then that's how me having
You
being
ain't
around
struck like that with me.
yeah, you do her like that? You didn't do me like that. You see what I'm saying? So like with me, and me having like 4 sisters, I know how women are. I got one sister that's bugged out, bro. Like she's emo. Like she be bugging on every dude that she's with. So it's like, yeah, the videotaping to each his own.
Right.
If you're gonna do it, keep it to yourself. Don't be showing it. But these sex tapes, bro, these niggas do that shit to make themselves, like maybe for even Tiara and Marie. Remember now she's probably put out a new album, I think.
Probably.
Yeah. So basically, by her putting this out, people are talking about her, and that's how you got. That's another thing I keep telling you. You gotta watch. Even though she mad, she could be fronting because I have a friend
that Wolf syndrome.
Yep. I have a friend that's actually in that does reality television. I'm not gonna name his name, but basically he was just telling me how everything is scripted, and they basically look for the next story that'll make you hot, so people can talk about that particular show.
Right.
And she was on one of the shows, like Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, I think it is, or one of them, with Ray J beefing with Ray J at one time.
Right.
But now Ray J's married, so you can't really use Ray J anymore. So now you got to stay relevant, or your ass is off the show. So now this is gonna help her stay relevant, and help her get her album sales. Not saying that the guy didn't leak it.
Right.
It's just a coincidence that her album's coming out.
Right.
That's true. That's something actually I should have mentioned. It's when it comes to celebrities, at least.
Yeah.
It's celebrities.
It's real crazy how things start popping off when something about to drop. An album about to drop, all of a sudden rappers got beef or they want to say something. This is about to this is about to come out, all of a sudden this happens.
I was gonna stand on this chair right now, right? You know why I'm not standing on the chair right now? Do you all remember an Oprah Winfrey moment? What do y'all remember, Oprah Winfrey? Who was that? Tom Cruise. He was in love, right? He jumped on the couch, and what happened? Now he's crazy.
That's always crazy how that always happens.
Yeah, it's all so marketing plan, promotion. She's not really hurt. You think? Y'all don't think you're part of it?
Well, it depends. It depends. If it's a legit thing,
it's legit,
then
If we see a case, if she files a lawsuit or something like that, it might.
No, because at the same time, she might already be done with the embarrassment and be tight, and she might not want to file a lawsuit, so we should judge off that.
Gotcha.
But because of her status, there's always a chance that she did it for that bread.
And one more thing. When it comes to the sex tapes, women, remember, once you're recorded, it lasts forever. See, girls don't understand. I don't think ladies understand that we're men. So this is websites like xxvideos.com and Pornhub. Once a nigga records it, if he uploads it to that, it's over, bro. Everybody's going to see you, what you did. And so when you're married to your new husband that you love and you got saved and all that stuff, and he sees that video, it's over, man. So think twice. That's all I'm saying.
It's crazy how how it's changed though. So like I can't remember like. So I mean I started young as a teenager. Like I know yeah. So, I mean we from the hood, like it's just the way it is. You're a hooky party from the hood. Like it starts when you real young. But back then like phones weren't really a thing. Right. Like to record, you had a Nokia 6010. Like, you didn't have none on there. And I remember like, becoming a young adult, 17, 18, and Nextel were popping, and then you start getting your first video, your photos, and to where nowadays you could literally go on almost any app in the world and find some shorty who's ready to send you nudes or ready to do something. It's crazy how like it's not even a thing anymore. It's not a big deal. Like before, you had to earn, you had to put a little work in. I mean, don't get me wrong. You always had the chicken head around the hood. You always had like a little thotty that would always ran through, but the regular females, you had to put work in. Like you had to take them out, show them a nice time. You had to put some work in. And now females is like, oh, you want me pizza? And you said I'm cute? Alright, we with it. And so it's crazy how that's changed, like the generation.
Do you think social media has desensitized us from the news that we used to get?
Do you blame a shorty though? Like, look at Cardi B. She popped off. No disrespect to Cardi B. Yeah. She popped off. She's a stripper. She gets on. She's a stripper. She get a fan following. Right. Now she's on Love and Hip Hop. Now she's one of the most popping artists in the country. So if I'm a girl, I'm like, yo, I gotta show little titties. I gotta do this, do that, do this, do that. Right. If I want to get where I want to go. And it's kind of crazy because social media has done it. And it's just for the dudes too. Like you said, the beef thing. Like now you got these artists, which I already know is true. Like I don't want to really bring these guys' names up, but the guy with the rainbow hair and these other artists, they be beefing with each other just to stay relevant so everybody keeps talking about each other. No one's getting shot. No one's fighting. No one's this. So for all you people that don't live in New York, for example, I don't know if you know about that beef that happened with the guy 6ix9ine, where the guy came up here from Cali and all the other stuff. New York is not that big. Right. So if I want to get Fonny in Brooklyn and he lives in Bushwick, Bushwick's not that big. I can pretty for sure I can find him, just like if he wants to find me in Southside, he can find me out here if you want to really go hard and find me. Right. So stop believing everything you see, because people are clout chasing and they're doing it for the views and stuff like that.
And then when I read it, it said the Crips are gonna beat Kanye up when they see him, and I was like, that's so dope. They love me. That's like my brother. Your brother beat you up. Like, man, you getting out of line, bro. You tripping. I'm gonna beat you up. I was like, man, that's love, man. Dads love me, and I love dads.
So what do we think now with these men that are using that as a form of get back? Like how do you feel about it?
It's a bitch move.
It's definitely a bitch move.
Bitch move. I never. You definitely don't kiss and tell. Right. And you don't leak shit. Like it's a straight bitch move. I don't care. Like you could have crushed my heart. In my mind, I'm not gonna like I might try to fuck your sister. Like like one of your best friends. I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna try at least. Because more than likely you stupid sometimes at the beginning of a relationship and you told them how I got down anyway, so they already know. So it's different. But I would never leak your shit. Like that's just a bitch move. I don't get it.
Move. There's nothing more to be said. That is a bitch move. Any nigga that does that, you're corny. Yeah. That's it. That's sharing. Especially you put the girl. Why would you want to embarrass a girl like that? I mean, unless she like. I don't even know. There's nothing I can really say.
If you did me dirty like that, then I'm not gonna leak your photos. My homegirl's gonna beat the shit out of you.
I'm definitely gonna get washed.
Big difference.
My girl cousins, my female cousins.
That's gonna happen. You're gonna get washed.
Call a few of my little homies, my homegirls.
I got one of my ex washed. She's probably watching it. I got her washed. I don't care. You wanna get washed. That's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think now, if anything, if a chick is really a hoe or what have you, all you doing is promoting her. You showing off, because like when Black China's tape leaked, we knew, okay,
Trash.
she's whack. We knew, okay, she's bad at it. Now you see something that's good, you're like, okay, she's good. I'm gonna holler and say y'all not together no more. Let me see what's, so really all you doing and leaking that is just
promoting her.
If she a hoe, she didn't care anyway. She like, now you done made me famous, so you're not getting back at her. You just look like a hurt dude she's on to the next one.
That's exactly what it is. You in your feelings. I don't get that shit. The best way to get out of your feelings is just get in someone else's guts. Leave the rest of it alone and just do your thing and it's whatever.
Like you said, holler her friend or something.
Yeah, fuck the pain away, but don't leak your shit like a bitch, nigga. Like I said, she gave you that trust to let you record, and it's foul. I know a lot of dudes who do it. It's just a dirty move. It's a bitch move.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This sounds like the neighborhood thotty or whatever. You try to hit up like, yo, look who's trying to holler, yo, and you show your
Right.
boy, whatever.
Right.
That's completely different. But like a shorty, nah, come on, man. That's a
like I
bitch
showed
move.
you. Because there's been a times where like, you see this? Shorty don't
fuck up a good girl for the next one, man.
Right.
If she's good, if you know, because most dudes, this is the thing with dudes, bro. Actually, I want to do a documentary on this, but
Listen,
most dudes,
cut them separately.
most dudes know when they're dealing with a girl who's a good girl. Don't fuck her up for the next dude, bro, because that's part of the game. You got that's the problem with what's going on right now. A lot of dudes is just shitting on every female, and you're turning all females into dotties. Then that's why nobody can be in a relationship because you
many
can't
females that like
find.
dudes right now.
Yeah, bro, and that's what it is. All girls aren't smuts and all that other stuff. You know, that we might be like John said, get her open to a certain situation and get her done like that. But don't thug her. Don't thug her out.
Yeah,
That's
no,
whack.
so-
That's
so
corny,
what?
bro.
All of a sudden, a good girl who could have been like a nice little wife or something like that. All of a sudden,
For
now
somebody
she's
else.
like, she's one night and niggas are not hitting them the next day.
Right.
Straight savage. Like, and you did that. Like, you fucked that up. So, nah, it's a bitch move. Like,
bitch
if you leak some shit out of being butthurt, it's a bitch move. If y'all both agree, like, yo, we can put this because Pornhub paying $3,500,
Right.
then it's different.
Marketing and promo.
But it's different. But
Yeah.
don't just out of nowhere be like, I'm gonna leak this shit just to get back at her because I'm in my butt hurt. You know, I'm feelings.
Right.
Yeah, that's corny.
Bitch move.
But so I mean, it seems like so we got a generational divide and times have changed. We are quote unquote old heads now. But it's not just in the men, but in sports. What do we think about the NBA today as far as how soft and how bitch made they all seem now with so in general, specifically I should say, the NBA playoffs are currently going on. Are we impressed with the level of talent or the skill set put forth in the game today, or do we see that also struggling in today's
I mean, it's a hard answer because I am impressed with the talent. Like some of these kids can do amazing things. Like that genetically, they're just quicker, faster than a lot before. But we grew up watching the '90s era basketball players, some parts of the '80s. These are like all like arguably you can't. I mean, no argument. They're legends. So we were spoiled with that because you got to watch all these names. Like you had like the way the Miami Heat was a few years ago. Like you had that on teams. You had your Sean Kemp, Gary Payton. You had your Tim Duncan, Dave Robinson. You had your fucking Utah Jazz. You had Carmelo, Jeff Hornacek, John Stockton. Like you had your teams, and so you got to watch legends play. And we even got some of the later legends. You got to watch the early Allen Iverson, the early Kobe Bryant. Like so, it's a different level. So. But I definitely think that bitch made. Like I missed the Charles Oakley choking nigga up real quick. I missed the Charles Barkley get it in. The Patrick Ewing pushes. Like I missed that Reggie Miller trying to throw punches. Like I missed that Chris Child with the two-piece. Right? Like bro, I missed that.
Yeah.
Charles Speedway got your coach sometime. Like because it was part of the game. I mean, the thing is, if you're passionate about anything, you're gonna get heated. I remember we've had times like we argue in the hub and we get into arguments over like Brooklyn Queens.
All about Brooklyn Queens.
Because you're passionate. So
Queens,
imagine
though.
playing a game, Brooklyn all day. But imagine playing a game that your heart is solidified, Brooklyn Zoo, ODB. But imagine where your heart is solidified, you love it. You might throw a little elbow, you might get a little passionate. These new dudes are like, I understand.
Or
it was
they tweet about it later. When the game was over, then they send a tweet out 2 a.m.
Twitter fingers.
And as someone that played the game,
Played it, bro. High level. Check me out. Okay.
but what do you feel about today's NBA?
Definitely though. Let's for the haters, because everybody's gonna be like, because I definitely don't like the new basketball. Let me explain something though.
Talk it.
The new basketball, they're more athletic.
Yes.
They're more athletic. They're faster. All that stuff is true. More skilled. You got big men shooting for threes and things of that nature. So that part of the game is definitely great. But the problem is there's no competition. Everybody is friends. So you look, for example, like when I think it was last year. I think it was James Harden. I think they had played OKC or something like that, and they lost or something like that. Was it OKC or who did they lose to in the no, it wasn't OKC when they lost to Golden State last year.
Yes.
In the Western Conference Finals. After all of that, they all was in the club together. They all. Draymond, Harden, all of them, they all buddies. Now, I'm not saying you can't be friends, Yo, Isaiah Thomas don't talk to Michael Jordan till this day because that rivalry, it was basketball.
Yeah.
Like it was really that serious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because once you see that passion on the court, Reggie Miller doing this to the Knicks, bro, he really hated New York, bro. You know what I'm saying? Spike Lee fueled that, bro. But what I'm saying is that's a passion, that's the love for the game, like the physicality. Like people really was like not letting you just go. Once somebody goes by you, no disrespect to LeBron, because LeBron's one of the greatest ever play. But in this era, LeBron goes by the first man. When you see him get to the basket, most people move out the way.
Step back.
They're not jumping and getting trying to block his shot. He's dunking it, bro. Like he's gonna throw it or he's gonna lay it up. How many layups do you really see in this era? And back in the day, there's not that many. You gotta pull up. You better pull up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna get on the floor. Right. And that's how it's supposed to be because it's basketball. But you know, to each his own.
Right.
I ain't gonna be a hater. We gonna.
So speaking specifically of LeBron, the Eastern Conference right now, I mean, has he really faced any competition this year or the last 5 years?
I think so a little bit with it. So because it's this year at least, it's just like before. No, him and Kyrie Irving were a magical team, but this year he is struggling. He doesn't have the same kind of superpower that he's used to. But I think that also takes a negative impact on his legacy because he needs that.
But not even talking about his team. I'm talking about who they played against.
Yeah, bro.
Who was he playing against?
Trying to fix that.
You know, that's what I'm saying. 'Cause, again, this is probably one of the weaker teams he's had. You know, that he's played with.
That speaks volumes.
But for who he's playing against, I mean, first round was Indiana, Oladipo, and Lance Stevenson. They went 7 with them because they had 2 at least names and they played physical. But then the next round they got Toronto.
Number 1 seed.
The number one seed in a terrible Eastern Conference, and these dudes got swept. And again, it's hard to say that with I'm not taking anything from LeBron. He is a superstar, and to me, I think I tweeted this the other day. He's the only superstar in the Eastern Conference. There's no one even close to him. Like on the West, you got the Hardens, you got the Steph Currys. They selling sneakers. They making jerseys. They're up there. Eastern Conference, it's LeBron, and that's it.
Well, the NBA is just kind of funny when it comes to stuff like that. But when you look at it like this is what it basically is. It's like the first round, right? Remember, them players basically really just got there. Yeah. So I look at it like this. The reason that series really went 7, even though I was pushing for Indiana, in the back of my head, I knew the Cleveland Cavaliers were going to win. Let me tell you why. At the end of the day, like you said, they have LeBron. He's the alpha. You know what I'm saying? The rest of these other players, they may be all-stars at best.
Right.
So when you look at it like that, the reason it went 7 is because the Cleveland Cavaliers didn't really get the chance to mesh. Now they meshed. Now they playing the number 1 seed, which is Toronto. But when you really look at Toronto, who's really a superstar on that team?
And they was a product of a weak Eastern Conference. They had the best record because they beat.
Who's really a super? DeRozan, I'm waiting for him to really take that next step. He's never going to do it.
He's had the potential for the longest. They've been saying for years he's gonna
go here. He's not going.
He's not
Kyrie,
going.
I'm not Kyrie. I'm sorry. Lowry, whatever his name is.
Lowry,
Overrated. And the sad part, Lowry. I hope you see this. I don't care. I keep it real. We could talk it in face to face. But the thing is, you're from Philly. New York guards, Philly guards. We like the same. Like guards wise, you're supposed to be tough. You don't supposed to. I don't know what happened to you. Maybe Toronto made you soft, but bro, you look terrible, man. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like your heart was taken. Basically, like you said, the Eastern Conference is watered down. The only team that really could mess with them is Boston.
Right.
If
when
healthy. They're not healthy right now.
Right. When they get Kyrie back and Gordon Hayward, and just look what they did without them. You know what I'm saying? They got this far to the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's coaching.
That is, he definitely he's playing a great level of team ball. He got young players that got nothing to lose. They're going hard because they know when Kyrie and Hayward come back, minutes are going to be. Yeah. So they fighting for those minutes for next season, knowing that I want to be at least playing with them because they stars. They're going to play. Yeah. I want to play with them. So the hunger is there. So that going back to what we were saying before about the passion. What's his name? Rozier. Terry Rozier.
Yeah, he has it. Right Tatum.
Tatum.
Shout out Tatum.
The passion is there because they on their rookie contracts. They like, listen, I got to make a name right now. Kyrie's gone. Gordon Hayward's gone. It's my time to shine. So they stepped up and they playing with nothing to lose. Now we'll see what happens when they get their sneaker deals, when they start to become a famous person, if that passion stays. Because again, we've seen people that come up and they hard. Where's Chandler Parsons at? He got that contract, and
He's like, yo, I'm out.
you know what I mean? So we've seen players play hard and have potential. Like we said, DeRozan, you know, where is it? You
Come
know what I'm
on,
saying?
bro.
So,
When's it gonna happen?
People hadn't felt that feeling since the Jordans. And by the way, the Jordans only popular at this point because of two people, me and Don C.
and other news, the biggest movie right now in the world is the Avengers: Infinity War. So you've seen it? Woo! You seen it once, twice?
Seen it twice.
Seen it twice?
3.
3 times? I seen it twice, so you got me on that one. Spoiler alerts if you haven't seen it.
Spoiler alert.
But if you haven't seen it by now,
Yeah, it's your fault.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Yeah, I mean,
You deserve this shit. Take it.
it broke the record for biggest opening weekend, opening Thursday, opening Saturday, like every day. Fastest to $1 billion. It's breaking all that. Now that's not the way the money wise. How do we feel about the movie? So take it first, man.
You want to rank it? Like 1 to 10?
So we can get to that first. Just talk about the movie itself. How, like, what? Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to critique it and rate it,
Yeah, man, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, give it a rating. Give it a
Out
rating.
of 10? Give it an 8.
Give it an 8.
Yeah.
All right. What you give it?
I'm going with like a high 9.
Ooh, you got 9. Okay.
I can
2
see
hours
8.
and change and kept me like fully
Yeah.
entertained through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then the way they fit each character, like 'cause that's hard to do. I mean, I don't think people realize how many actual comic book characters were in this film
That are relevant.
got good screen
Right,
time.
Yeah,
Right.
relevant.
Like not like
Everybody
some
got a
quick
line.
bullshit.
Everybody got some jokes.
And it was
in.
just so well written to each one's because if you ever obviously I assume you watch the Marvel movies.
Hope so. Let's see.
Each one is filmed completely differently. So like the way
Right.
Guardian of the Galaxy is filmed is not the way Thor's filmed. It's not the way this is filmed. So to watch them all come together and mesh well, phenomenal.
And if you notice too, when you seen the character, their music played. So kudos to the Russo brothers for pulling that off. Because like you said, for them to have different movies and you feel like in that scene you're watching that movie, you know, that mean they paid attention to the other movies and the other directors stuff. So that's impressive in itself. Using the theme song to intro them in, to using the tone of the characters and stuff. That's impressive in itself. Me myself, I go like 8. It's not perfect. Like I said, it's definitely hard for what they did to pull that off.
Yeah, my reasons.
You really had to have seen all the other movies to get to this point.
And you should be watching this movie.
And the reason I can't go higher is because you still need to know what's going to happen next. Because they kind of left us with like a cliffhanger of sorts. So this movie itself is self-contained. And it was also given to us from the point of view of Thanos. So he fulfilled his mission.
His prophecy.
Yeah, so he did his thing. So there is closure within the movie. But to the characters, it's like, okay, but we know more has to come because, so.
The reason I give it an 8 is not more so the movie itself. I feel as a fan, I got everything out of this movie. Like John said, the actor, all the comic characters had their shine. They brought the script was working well. Thanos was perfect. I'm giving it an 8 just off of strictly disappointment of the fact that my X-Men and Fantastic Four was not able to be in this movie.
Well, that's contracts and money.
And I know. This has nothing to do with the film. It's just that. Can you imagine? This movie would be a 10 if that was in there. That's how great this movie was. It's just that aspect. That one thing. Imagine Wolverine in this movie. And imagine like Human Torch or Mr. Fantastic in this movie, bro. That can bring in Dr.
It's even hard to even think about more people though, because it's like so much. There was so much that went on in this. It's hard to even fathom more characters. Like we didn't get Ant-Man and Hawkeye. They had to take some people out of it just to.
That's just probably to build up the next movie, whatever.
Right.
But what I'm saying to you is, like movie like Lord of the Rings, right? How long is that shit?
Just like 3 and change.
Okay.
And delete the scene.
So you told me Infinity War gonna get 1 more hour, and you add these characters.
I agree with
the
you.
way they wrote the film.
Right. I
It would have
agree.
been crazy.
It's just the studio and stuff put limits and say y'all
gotta come
They
together.
still want to market it to be PG-13.
Yes, I got
so they
you.
want it to be, and they figure too, if it's 2.5 hours, they can get more plays on it. So they also think about the money side of it. Like, okay,
I get you.
If it's 3 hours, 4 hours, we can't get so many showings in a day, to make that $1 billion mark which they hit. So they think about that too. So, but I feel you. I mean,
that's the only reason. Besides that, the movies
more
amazing.
characters.
And
Great.
then villain wise, I mean, Thanos did such a great job. Like his role that he played, just phenomenal. And he kind of, part of it was very reminiscent to me of Killmonger. Whereas although he's the villain, you kind of towards the end, understand what he's going through. Like you understand why, and so even like if you think about it, at the end of the day, was he trying to be the bad guy? Like he was trying to balance the universe so everyone else could live. So to sacrifice half so the other half could live instead of them all going, it's actually not that bad of a thing when you think about it. But his way of going about it was definitely the wrong way.
That's why, like the one part in the movie, like you said, the spoiler alert, when Gamora said to him, "Who are you to choose?" That's the only issue with his mission, because he's not necessarily choosing who dies, but yeah, like who are you to choose who dies? You feel what I'm saying? So that's the only issue I have with his premise, because like John said, it does balance the universe. He went about it the right way, and it also shows that. Damn, we've been really gonna get some spoilers, huh?
Fuck it. It's been
it also
2-3
shows
weeks, so
when he had to sacrifice Gamora, that he really was serious about his goal, because that's somebody he loved, and he sacrificed her for the end goal, and that's why I look at it too.
That part was close.
That part was crazy.
That was the saddest moment to me. That moment of him doing it, because even a tear came. That was to me.
Okay.
To me, I know a lot of people say Spider-Man.
He
did such a good job.
I get that, but
you can't kill
to see Thanos, like the moment with Thanos, because if you watch the movie, everyone was faced with a point where they could have made a sacrifice, and they did not do it. He went through, like you said, to fulfill his plan, and it hurt him. Because the first person he saw after he did it was the baby version of her, and she said, "What did it cost you?" He said, "Everything."
Everything.
So he really
that was part of the movie, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To me, that moment was sad. It was interesting the way they played it, and it was actually the most dramatically acted part, because she had to have some emotion, and then to see a CGI character on screen, Josh Brolin did his thing doing the facial expression and the CGI, seeing emotion in his face when he looked at her like, I'm about to kill you.
That was not to cut you off. That was actually the dope part to me, because
that's what I'm
Red
saying.
Skull was like, oh, he's crying for you.
Yeah, like he looked at her. She's like, how? You don't love nobody.
He's crying for you.
He about to.
He about to body, and the way he tossed her was crazy.
Right.
Look at his toss.
But it even felt he took, and it was like you said, as a villain and as the antagonist of the movie, we felt away for him. Like, damn, like he did that, right? So it was like he pulled us in from jump. Like, yo, he's badass. But then it's like we got an emotional side of him, and we see how dedicated he was to his goal, and it was just like, yo, I felt for that moment. That was the saddest part to me. Like, that moment.
I ain't gonna lie, but Pina seen Spider-Man die, she was.
Yeah, a lot of people were cool, and he was like, Mr. Stark.
I don't feel right.
That was emotional too, but I feel like all of them. Two things that took away from that for me was, one, all of them had that moment, and two, his movie comes out next year.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like it was like that. Knowing that kind of took away from that moment, right? With Gamora, we really don't know if she's gonna come back, because they said they're gonna do a Guardians 3, but they also said it's gonna be a whole new cast of Guardians, because they throwing in the other characters we saw in part 2. So we don't know when the transition happens.
If.
Right, the Guardians rotate.
Yeah, I'm about to say that.
Yeah.
And if Infinity Wars, you already know if we know who the next person is supposed to save everything. Right. It's going to be. We really don't want to go too crazy with spoilers. Right. But, But
we know how they're going to do it, because it would be Adam Warlock, but they're not. They said they're not introducing him in the next. They're going to do him in Guardians. So we'll see. But
how they going to do it?
Right.
What I was going to say was, what was your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part of the movie?
Oh my God.
Whew, it's a lot of favorites, man. I was hooked from the jump. I mean, once he showed up, seeing the CGI, and then when Hulk was getting at him, but then he took that and was like, "Hi, my turn," and then he was giving him some moves. So from the opening scene, I was hooked. I don't know what my favorite part was, man. I'm trying to think.
Nah, it's a hard one. I think because it was the biggest turning part of the movie, it probably was the Thanos Gamora thing.
The Gamora scene?
That was emotional.
That was the most emotional.
It was like. It almost brought me. I hate to do the cliche thing, but it almost brought me to like the Pride Rock when Scar throws him off. Like I was like, but you can't.
Right. I did not see that coming. Like, I when we got to that part, I was like, oh, it's out. But before that, I didn't know, because for the longest 10 years of movies, we didn't know what the Soul Stone was. We didn't know, so we didn't expect her to be such a big part of
crazy
the
too. Remember in the original Captain America,
when Red Skull,
I never really noticed that he did that shit. Now I had to go back and watch it.
You see him teleport. He doesn't die. Like, we first thought he just died. What happened to him? Right, he really shoots up into space.
But I'm gonna tell y'all, for me,
what was your favorite part?
Was the ending when what's her name? Scarlet Witch. She took the shit out, and Thanos.
Oh, he came in
and he rewound it. Yeah. Yo, that was ill. And then when Thor threw
his chest.
Yeah. And I said, because at first I was tight because I thought Thanos was gonna die.
Right.
So I was like, they don't do this like how the comic is.
Right.
We're gonna have a problem. And then he was trying to speak, and then Thor was looking at him.
Should went for the head.
He should have went for the head, and he snapped. I was that solidified it for me. Yeah. That's when I said this movie was crazy.
Yeah.
From beginning to end.
Yeah, just the fact of getting to watch like my heroes as a kid.
Yeah, as a kid, bro.
On the screen, and then on top of that, you get to watch 10 years of films.
Right.
Slowly all roll. Like this has never been done before. Like no one's ever even came close to something like this. So to watch 10 years of films slowly roll into this one
like
huge
one
thing.
long story, yeah.
And then to know that there's gonna be a second part of this whole story in a year,
right?
Like what the fuck?
What more can you give me?
Right.
That was amazing. It was.
That was hyped in itself. Like I said, from beginning to end, I was like, yo, what do y'all got in store? Like, and to see the bad guy win,
he won.
He got his mission fulfilled. Whatever happens next, like I said, but in this movie, the bad guy won. Do we say Thanos is the greatest villain in movies of all time? Have we seen a villain in the movies, not just the comic itself, but in movies now? In movies,
we kind of went back and forth on the loop for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
You put up a meme where it was like what was it? It's Thanos as like Shook Knight, and it was like for all y'all tidy villains like come over here. Yeah. And then like I sent you like I was like hold on, I'll let you finish. But Heath Ledger did the best Joker of all time. It's hard because like that was a pure dramatic acting role for Heath Ledger, like in a character, and he made you. He brought you into that world. Because I remember when he first got casted, I was like, the dude from Brokeback Mountain, like,
right.
And then the way he did that role, like it's still one of the best.
I could watch it over.
Things I've seen ever. Like forget a comic book movie, one of the best roles I've ever seen ever.
He got it to a T.
But then like this, just alone the Gamora scene alone added so much to his character that I was like, fuck, like
This is what it is for me. The most powerful villain I ever seen in the movie is Thanos. Regardless of the fact of whatever y'all may say, no one can defeat Thanos at the end of the day if he's at his peak. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. There are people that have defeated him, but what I'm saying is, at his peak, ain't no way beating that dude.
Right.
But like John said, bro,
you still got the joke.
I was gonna agree. I was gonna say that. I have never, we have seen Jack Nicholson. We have seen a lot of people play the Joker. Heath Ledger, if he killed that shit, bro. Like I can watch that over and over just because of his acting. I believe the Joker was a real person, son. I've never seen nothing like that.
With Thanos?
No, I did.
But not like that CGI was
what
great.
I'm saying is, see the CGI,
the emotion and stuff was still
the CGI for what's his name, Roland?
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin. Yeah. For him, sadly, since it wasn't him, that's the CGI. It kind of takes away from.
I mean, he did the facial expression. He did the facial expression. When you watch the face, he's making emotions and stuff. Like I think they did a great because I think it's like a camera that's like right there. So he's doing the facial expressions. I think that's even harder.
I think the thing is, like the
walk,
like
everything.
The way he changed, like the way Heath Ledger changed his voice for certain things, and like even though like that little I can't do it, but like that little tick he had that he would do occasionally,
right,
bro. And then even like the obviously this has to do with script writing as well.
Yeah.
But the lines stay in your head. Like to this day, still like, you wanna know how I got these scars? Like it's just in your head. Like
I got these
scars.
Oh,
I love it.
One of my favorite parts of that movie is when the truck flips over. He gets out and he starts shooting at Batman, right? He's like, come on, come on. And he's walking. So you remember when Batman falls off the bike?
Yeah.
And he goes up to him and his henchman gets electrocuted. He goes, like that, right? You know what I'm saying? It's how he switched. He fucking switched from like one emotion to another like that.
He became that character.
I'm sorry, bro. I have to give it to him. He walked the way he walked. Yeah. Everything, bro. Like it was like, yo, I believe Joker's real. That's facts. So that's just it. And shout out to what's his name too, Christian Bale. Because he killed Batman. He's the best Batman ever too.
I think to me, and you know,
don't say the blasphemous.
To me, top 3 is definitely Darth Vader, Joker, and I think Thanos is up there in the top 3 now. And I think it may take some time, but if we watch this movie over in time, I think we may. Now, I agree with you on the quotables. We don't have the Joker quotables, but I just think
The impact.
The impact.
Yeah,
Thanos, like to me,
even that one quotable, just the like, what did it take for you? Like everything. That's a hard quotable.
And he should have went for the head.
But, yeah,
like he has.
You should have went for the head.
I think in time,
I
think in time we may look back at that. Like we might watch this a couple years later, and be like, yo, this movie was crazy.
Because that's one of the things that you talk about.
Darth Vader was that. You know, again, the movie following. You know, Darth kind of had a turn. Well, actually, not even that movie following, but when they did the prequels, and then we got more of his backstory. People felt a different kind of way about Darth Vader, but in the beginning, Darth Vader was like that feared guy for years. You know, he just had a presence. And even now, when they did Rogue One, that one scene at the end of Rogue One where he just walks into the thing, you hear the breathing, you hear the and then the lightsaber just lights up the room. That movie give you chills. That scene give you chills. So Darth Vader still has that in. But I think Thanos, when he walked through the bubble, when he walked through the teleport, that moment gives you that.
Especially,
we about to die.
Especially that last scene, like when he's coming through and the Hulk, and what's it? That's him.
They feel the breeze.
You feel the breeze. The leaves is falling. That's
they
him.
made him.
I know.
With a aura of villainy, and I guess it's established from scene one when you think, okay, we got a Hulk, and they're like, yeah, Hulk's mad. Hulk. So he just like instantly, you know.
To follow yours, top three. I never really was a Star Wars fan, so I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I know.
So for me, number one is Joker, son. I don't give a he killed it. Thanos would be number two, and just because Darth Vader is who he is, and everybody knows who he is, he would be my number three.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've never seen somebody take a role like that and make me. And maybe because I'm a comic fan, I used to read it. And the Joker, I have a book on the psychology of Batman. And there's no Joker psychology. He has multiple personalities. He's all over the place. And the thing is, it's like he embodied all of that, bro. He draws you in, and that's why it's so tragic that he died right after it, because it's like he left me when he left me. But like, damn, can I get some more? Because that was crazy. I know.
They had to change it up.
Even the dude that played Harvey Dent killed it, and he's underrated for that. He killed that too. That's how good that movie was.
Right.
Don't forget about the dude that played Harvey Dent. He killed it too. But Thanos was ill.
So Infinity War versus Dark Knight.
That's hard.
Because you got Harvey and Joker, but
on that argument, I mean, it's gonna be hard. It's hard because when I've seen Dark Knight,
that's it.
When it came out, I saw it 4 times in the first weekend. I saw it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's hard. It's really hard to argue that one, but I would still probably, and only seeing it twice, I'd still probably go with Avengers.
Yeah, I would too.
Because to see all my characters, all my heroes, because Batman. Like
Batman's my favorite.
Batman's my favorite from DC overall, and the Joker, but it's because it's villain, so I got to see his best villain in my opinion, which is Joker. But I got to watch almost the entire cast of my Marvel universe come together.
It's like a game. It's like a storyboard just coming to life. You know what I mean? And honorable mention for number 4 for me. Scar from Lion King.
Okay. Not mad at that. Not mad at that.
Body. One of my favorite villains, bro.
But let me know y'all top 3. So since we get to talk about the top 3 villains, comment below.
I don't got a top 3.
You don't got a top 3?
He's
just Joker.
Man. Thanos is definitely up there. Thanos. I really don't care for Star Wars. I do feel his presence because even as a kid, not growing up and caring about Star Wars, you knew he meant business. And it's too new to
choke somebody without even having to touch him. Like
it's too young and it's too fresh. But at the same time, like Killmonger did it for me, man.
Killmonger's
I love it. The way he did that role, like Michael B. Jordan killed it. Like everything from like his little like hey auntie, like just his little pieces here and there, and then of course everyone's favorite quotable from the movie, like Killmonger's up there, and then if you're talking like just comic book movie, like villains in general, probably like villains for movies in general, would probably Heath Ledger, Thanos, and then the dude from No Country for Old Men, because that was a sick twisted role, like. But I mean, that's
share
what I got.
your top 3 with us. Let us know. We're not the end all be all. We value everybody's opinion, but these guys never saw Star Wars anyway. So,
I've seen everyone except for The Last Jedi. I've seen them all except for The Last Jedi.
But I got my Marvel shirt on, so you know what I'm saying.
I'm good.
But, I want to go to Africa. I'm standing up and I'm telling you, I am Warhol. I am the #1 most impactful artist of our generation. I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google.
The worst thing to call somebody is crazy is dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show, hit the like button. Share it. Tell your friends about it. Let them know what's going on. Also, hit subscribe and the bell to be notified when new content is loaded, because there's much, much more to come.